adamandbeliever.com/election. We're going to go over some of these statements. And right now, I just really want to protect you as members of ABC. I feel like if I'm your shepherd, I'm supposed to protect you. I'm supposed to watch for your souls according to the Bible. And I want to do that. So I want to inform you, to keep you informed during this time so you won't get swayed emotionally. You know, you can't believe them when they email you and say that the Lord showed them and told them. God gave them a prophecy. Somebody, you know, this is the time when all of these folks come out the woodworks trying to prophesy. And I want you to make sure that you're not believing everything. The Bible said, believe not every spirit. Try the spirit. How do you try the spirit? Let's take the word. Let's take the word. Okay, this is a stranger inboxing you, giving you a word from the Lord, and you don't know them. You're not in fellowship with them. Is there somebody in your life that you're in fellowship with that God could have spoke that through? Then that's who he would have spoken through. He going to speak it through somebody that you trust. Yes. So I don't want you just to believe everything. I want you to be able to rightly divide it and understand what God is doing, what role God plays in all of this. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I arranged this in questions, so it would be easier to kind of go through it. First question, is God going to use Donald Trump to help his people like King Cyrus did in the Bible when he freed the Jews from exile? This seems to be the popular opinion of most evangelicals, as well as, other sensationalists and different ones that believe that God elected Donald Trump, or he's going to use Donald Trump during this time, and he wasn't going to use Hillary, but he's going to use Donald because he's a Republican. And versus, for me, I can never separate the fact that even though Obama was a Democrat and he was for the LGBT, Donald Trump, whether he's for it or against it, he still has to write policy for them. Did y'all hear what I just said? Yeah. So he may be against abortion, but he still has to write policy for it because his rule encompasses both sides. Right? So, yeah. That right there don't make sense anyway for me to be putting God in it. Because if it's God, then, it's going to be all God or it's not going to be God. Amen? Now, let's figure out who King Cyrus was before we make Donald Trump, anoint him as, first of all, as a king, and then as Cyrus in the Bible. Isaiah 44:28. That saith of Cyrus, Isaiah's prophesying what God is saying, he is my shepherd and shall perform all my pleasure, even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, and to the temple, thou foundation shall be laid. So what King Cyrus did, he brought the Jews out of exile and basically made them a nation, independent nation again. He freed them from the bondage that they were in Babylon and being in bondage to the pagans, okay? So God actually used him to free them, right? Just like he used Nebuchadnezzar to enslave them, okay? Now, this is God using a king, okay? But they're trying to say that God is going to use Donald Trump to help churches get money, to help our schools, to help bring Christian policy back, prayer in the schools, and all these different things in America. God is going to use Donald Trump like he did King Cyrus, okay? So, is he going to do that? No. Donald Trump is not a king, and America is not a monarchy. Can I say that again? In order for God to instate policy in America through a man, through one man, America would have to be a monarchy. We are a democratic republic, which means what? We are ruled by who? We're ruled by who? The people. We rule America. Our president is not able to do what a king does because in America, the president is a spokesperson for who? He's elected to speak for who? The people. The people elect him. He speaks for the people. Does that make sense? In a democracy, the people would have to be used by God to make changes in a society, not the president. If the people elect the official, then the people would have to change in order to change. I'm just going to tell you what he told me and he showed me. This means that if the people voted in a president with a Luciferian agenda, we cannot expect God to intervene and use this elected leader to do something that the democratic citizens or the people themselves do not desire. The president was chosen by the people, therefore the people want his policy, not God's. Yeah, people didn't turn back to God until their candidate lost. Because they want the person's policy. They wanted God's policy, they deal with themselves. 2 Timothy 4:3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. But after their own lust, they're going to heap to themselves teachers. They're going to pick people that's going to say what they want to hear and do what they want done. They're going to turn off sound doctrine. They turned me off temporarily until the candidate didn't win. Now they want to hear some sound doctrine and want a word. I was asked probably 5,000 times in the last few days, I need a word. Do you have a word for me, Pastor? I'm your pastor now? Really? Did God put Donald Trump in office as judgment or to help God's agenda? Did God put Donald Trump in office? 1 Peter 4:17, for the time is come that judgment must begin where? In the house of God. Judgment begins in the house of God. Donald Trump's not a part of that. And if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? So the Bible just told you that judgment begins in the house of God. The preachers, the prophets, the pastors, the teachers, the evangelists, that's who God is dealing with, not Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is not put in office as no judgment. So because Hillary lost, God is going to see, now Donald Trump's in office. That's judgment on America. Yeah, they forgot about Hillary Clinton and the emails and her Satanism. Her daughter wears the upside down cross. You know that, right? Oh, Google a picture of her. What's her name? What's the Clinton girl? Google a picture of Chelsea. She wears an upside down cross all the time. They're Satanists. They worship. Who do Satanists worship? Satan. Yeah. Black folks didn't start calling Bill Clinton a black man until they found out he smoked weed and cheated. Our first black, y'all thought Obama was the first black president? No, you didn't read. African Americans started calling Bill Clinton. He started preaching in churches. Got famous in black Pentecostal churches, playing his saxophone and preaching because he smoked weed and cheated. God did not put Donald Trump in office. No. God did not put Donald Trump in office. God is not electing presidents of the United States. We had an election and he was selected by, and the elite are the people that selected him. And every other president that has ever presided over America. Freemason, Illuminati leaders are always handpicked by their own councils. The illusion of the electoral process is used to pacify the general population and make them believe that they are responsible for the elected officials. People consider this conspiracy theory, and it is. It is a conspiracy. When has it not been? When has money not caused a conspiracy? The love of money is the root of, anytime there's billions involved, there's a conspiracy. They put out slanderous videos against each other, Hillary and Donald. I'm talking personal attacks. And then when it's over, they're friends again. America's fighting and they're friends. That's not a conspiracy. The Republicans used to carry the African American agenda. And then they flipped it. Now the Democrats. So that's why Charles Barkley, we lost. We lost the election. Our candidate didn't win. We, who is we? Black. The black people. We all have the same one. Don't you dare go against our candidate. 50 years ago, though, it was Republican. And they're going to flip it again. They're going to switch it again. Because it's a conspiracy. Lord. The illusion of the electoral process is used to pacify the general population and make them believe they're responsible. People consider this conspiracy theory. It is. But the people that rule the world bankers, now who's going to rule the world other than the world bankers? The money's, gangsters will tell you, you want to find the mess, follow the money. The money. Money make you act the fool at the first of the year when you get your income tax. You ain't even saved no more for 3 days. Family, fighting, feuding, arguing. Oh yeah, that's what the argument at the funeral, and that's what it's all about. Don't nobody care who's in that casket. You think they fighting over the dead? They're not fighting over no dead body. The money. But the people that rule the world are real, and money is always the catalyst for their decision making concerning the president. Always. It's time for some money, Donald. We went 8 years with the emotions, with the he-motions, letting all the homosexuals and the transgenders, and we went to 8 years of all of that. Wasn't nothing about money. It was all about gayness, LGBT. Couldn't even talk foreign policy, because all he want to talk about is gays. Nigeria invite him down, or Ghana invite him down. As soon as he stand up, yeah, we need some gays down here. Like, dude, you came to talk about the diamond mines. Why you... 8 years of that. Now it's money time. So they selected the money man. Did he need political experience? Does he have money experience? To suggest that God selected a pagan leader is